Straight ahead on CCX News, it's time for a final curtain call for the troupe that's made the Plymouth Playhouse their home for nearly 4 decades.
I will miss it here. It's been a great little theater.
Plus, the Crystal Police Chief makes a case for a different approach with mental health cases. And we'll show you how a Brooklyn Park school is trying to spin itself into a world record. CCX News starts right now. Hello everyone. It'll be a final bow for the troupe at the Plymouth Playhouse this weekend.
Troupe America has been in the hotel off Interstate 94 and Highway 55 since 1989. But the characters and the musicals that you've come to know will live on.
Now let's start the show. Amen.
The church basement ladies were not the only characters to grace the stage at the Plymouth Playhouse. But they certainly put this theater on the map.
But we have discovered that the minute we announce another Church Basement Ladies, it sells. And then we bring in another show and it's like, no, bring back some Church Basement Ladies. So that's what we'll give you.
Santa, promise me please.
Kurt Wallen is the executive producer of Troupe America, which called the Plymouth Playhouse home for nearly 4 decades. He's one of the creative minds behind some of the most popular productions.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
Even though the Church Basement Ladies and other shows sell out nearly every show, Wallen says it's simply time to hang it up here.
Just time to move on. It was time to create in other places. I'm not around much anymore. I travel a lot with shows and freelancing.
Troupe America will still have a Twin Cities presence.
It's kind of an adventure right now.
It just won't be at the Plymouth Playhouse. So never fear, your favorite productions will be back.
Ginger, what does she win?
Actually, the next installment of the Church Basement Ladies is already in the works.
We'll continue the touring business. We'll continue fleshing out new scripts and new shows. Church Basement Ladies Part 7 will be starring the Church Basement Ladies, and that'll be a lot of fun.
As to what happens to the actual space, it's anyone's guess. Other groups have looked at it, so theater could continue here in a new era at the Plymouth Playhouse.
I will miss it. It's been a great little theater. It's so charming. It's just so convenient for people.
Wallen says the 211-seat theater would make a great home for any group.
We had a lot of great times here and great hits.
On December 28th and 29th, you can stop by and purchase a piece of memorabilia from the theater. There's no word on if or when another theater group might move into the space. The Hennepin County Sheriff's Office is looking into a new facility where people can bring more people who are in mental health crisis.
Crystal Police Chief Stephanie Revering says too often a person with a mental health problem is picked up and then released without getting the help they need. Now, Sonia Guns explains Revering likes the idea of a special facility, but she's also hoping to take it a step further.
Mike and Shannon, in 2016, there were 14 people who were killed by law enforcement officials in the state of Minnesota. 6 of those cases involved folks who had some type of mental health issue. The Crystal Police Chief says more needs to be done when it comes to handling these types of situations.
When we go to a mental health call for service, that it's bigger than that. It could be a possible crime, but it might not be a crime. It may be somebody who just needs help.
Crystal Police answer about 30,000 calls for service each year. Out of those calls, about 2,000 to 3,000 are mental health crisis related. The chief would like to use more tools to handle these types of calls. She's considering adopting a program similar to the one being used in Duluth, Minnesota.
They're having a social worker from their county come in and embed themselves in the police department and then actually go with the police officer when they have a mental health issue.
Now, the Crystal Police Chief is really passionate about this issue. She plans to go before the Crystal City Council with her recommendations in 2018. In Crystal, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Currently, officers have 2 options when they encounter someone with mental health issues. If the person has committed a crime, they're taken to the Hennepin County Detention Center. If the person is a danger to himself or others, they are taken to the hospital and placed on a 72-hour hold.
New Hope has set the date for a groundbreaking that will be the city's new City Hall. That groundbreaking is in 2 weeks, January 5th. The city earlier this month approved a nearly $15 million police and city hall building where the outdoor pool now stands. Construction is expected to begin later in January with demolition of the current pool complex. The current city hall was built in 1968 and was remodeled several times. A citizens task force found it to be lacking in several areas, including the roof, a leaky basement, and inadequate police facilities.
A busy day at local grocery stores as shoppers do some last-minute work to pick up all kinds of special items for holiday meals. And it's all hands on deck at the checkout line at Olmsted's Market in Crystal. Owner Jim Olmsted says the holiday season, starting with Thanksgiving, has been good for business this year. He says it helps that his store has special items that people look for this time of the year. And a big part of the business here is the made-from-scratch bakery.
We'll have hundreds of special orders back there. We've got a lot of stuff in the meat department where people are special ordering roasts and turkeys and hams and all that stuff. So it's primarily these last 2 days are perishable things. Not so much grocery, it's pretty much everything else.
A favorite at this market includes Eulacog, which is a sweet raisin bread.
While some of us are doing that last-minute shopping, this is a critical time for the Salvation Army and its year-end fundraising campaign. We found Santa Gordon ringing a bell for the Salvation Army at a Cub Foods in Maple Grove. The goal is to raise $5 million in the Twin Cities between today and the end of the year to meet their fundraising mark of nearly $12 million for the holiday season. And there's additional incentive to help out. A group of individual and corporate donors has agreed to triple donations that come in on Friday or Saturday.
So today and tomorrow, all donations made to the Salvation Army, whether it's in a kettle, online, dropping off a check, or calling in, every one of those will be tripled up to $1.5 million. So if you give $100, then that's like giving a $300 donation. $10 is like $30, and so on. So we're just encouraging people, please, to come out today, donate to the kettles, or anytime tomorrow as well.
Saturday is the last day for kettle donations, but you can still donate online or mail a check. Still ahead on CCX News, we'll show you how a Brooklyn Park school is taking a run at a world record.
Plus, the top-ranked Cooper girls basketball team faces a tough challenge from another ranked team, Minnehaha Academy.
But first, button up your overcoat. We're expecting the coldest Christmas in 20 years. Students at a Brooklyn Park elementary school are trying to accomplish something that's never been done before.
Nearly 700 students from Monroe Elementary School packed into a gymnasium with the goal of setting a world record. And Delane Cleveland explains what happened next.
In life, we're confronted by challenges nearly every single day. But for many kids in elementary school, the lesson of perseverance is yet to be learned.
So we've been teaching kids that you need to push beyond what your normal is. You need to try to do something better than you did yesterday.
All year,
one little snowflake.
Teachers at Monroe Elementary have taught students that their mindset should not only be more positive, but that they should be amazing.
We are working hard at being amazing. We're amazing every day.
And what better way to be amazing than by trying to set a Guinness World Record with fidget spinners.
So they pinch them, they spin them, and then they have to lift and let it go for 1 whole minute.
That's 650 students simultaneously doing this for 1 whole minute.
We talked to Guinness and said, we just want to do our fidget spinners for 15 seconds. And they laughed at us. They said, no, you got to do this for a minute. It's a world record.
So on Thursday afternoon,
so we made it to our big day.
The entire student body packed into Monroe's gymnasium to set that world record. Volunteers were armed with iPads to record the students in their row, and shortly after 3 p.m., the students had their chance to make history, with a little positive singing thrown in to help the good cause along. They won't know the results of their record-breaking attempt for several weeks, but they did get an all-important lesson in perseverance.
We'd love to have the symbol from Guinness that says we are officially amazing, but we're probably amazing anyway.
In Brooklyn Park, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
They get my vote. They're amazing.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'd like to see the trophy when they get it.
Absolutely.
They'll
Call
find
us
out.
back.
That's right. Coming up later, we'll show you how youthful art has transformed the Robin Gallery.
But first, Champlin Park scores early and late on the way to a boys hockey win.
But first, greetings from local troops in faraway places for the holidays.
I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and to all my friends and coworkers at CenturyLink. And I really want to say, Skol Vikes!
I want to wish my sister Greta and my niece Josie and all my other friends and family back in the Twin Cities, Minnesota, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I love you and I'll see you soon.
Just want to say hello to all my friends and family and Skol Vikings!
I'm John Jacobson with sports. Many local hockey teams are getting set for holiday tournaments next week. A lot of them got a last game in before the holiday break. Osseo on the road to face Totino Grace. A goalie's nightmare here. Ben Palmer's shot from center ice goes in for Totino Grace, and they take a 1-0 lead. Less than a minute later on a 2-on-1, Gavin Jepson with the deceptive shot. Grace grabs a 2-0 lead on the Orioles. Osseo comes back. Jackson Dwyer fights through a hit, and the puck comes back to him, and he puts it away as the Orioles pull within 2-1 after a period. Second period, and the point shot is saved, but the other defenseman, Stephen Golden, will bury a rebound for the Eagles, and this goal makes it 3-1 to Totino Grace. Then it's Brandon Lee on the backhand. His shot is stopped, but Jack Bonfie is there to knock the rebound in, and Totino Grace has a 4-1 lead through 2 periods. You tack on one more in the third. Totino Grace breaks a 4-game losing streak. They win it 5-1 over Osseo. The Champlin Park boys hockey team is in the middle of a stretch of 5 straight home games at the Ice Forum. Youth players joining the Rebels for their game against Spring Lake Park, and what a start for the Rebels. Crisp passing on a breakout pass. 2-on-1, Brady Swanstrom scores in the backhander. 12 seconds into the game, Champlin Park's up 1-0. Second period, Champlin Park goalie Bren Boydton makes one of his 14 saves in the period to keep it a 1-0 game. Third period, Drew Amsler gets the puck to Sam Schuster. He sneaks a backhander in, and Champlin Park leads 2-0. And the floodgates open from there. Will Ellingson unleashes a high-risk shot just under the crossbar for a goal and a 3-0 lead. And Swanstrom on a trailing pass rather to Aiden Grant. He scores on a 2-on-1 rush. Champlin Park scores 4 times in the third period. They win it 5-0. In girls hockey, Champlin Park, Coon Rapids is off to a good start, but they haven't played as tough of a schedule as their Thursday night opponent, Wayzata. Wayzata on home ice to face the Rebels. First period, Wayzata freshman Gretchen Branton scoring and giving the Trojans a 1-0 lead. Wayzata peppers the Champlin Park Coon Rapids net with 54 shots in the game. Bailey Shuck, though, standing tall to keep this a 1-goal game. The Trojans finally get an insurance goal late in the third. 8th grader Sloan Matthews buries the rebound. Wayzata wins their 8th game of the season, 2-0 the final. The Cooper girls basketball team is ranked #1 in the state in Class 3A. The Hawks got a good test from a top 10 team in Class 2A. Cooper at home to face Minnehaha Academy. Andrea Tribble will drive and set up Kiara Wheeler for 2 of her 23 points for the Hawks. But the Red Hawks are tough. Mia Curtis with a hesitation dribble and bucket, and she scores 19 in the game. Tara Rhodes drives into the lane, sends it to Nevaeh Galloway. She'll get the bounce on the 3-ball here, and Minnehaha leads it 20-13. Cooper closes the gap. Drew Gaston with a 3 from the corner. The Hawks pull within 26-25 at the half. Second half, Minnehaha surges. Rhodes to Avery New for the hoop and foul, and they go up by 8 points. But Cooper will come on strong. Gaston scores on the drive, and the Hawks are within 3 points. Wheeler scores on the jump hook after a rebound, and Cooper goes back in front, 47-46. Not an easy one. Cooper, though, pulls out a 65-57 win, and they are now 6-1. We've had some pretty good high school football in the area this year. Several local players earned statewide recognition on the Associated Press All-State team. 4 players from the Northwest Suburbs earned first-team honors. Cooper defensive back Phoenix Sproles, Maple Grove running back Evan Hull, offensive lineman Zach Collins of Totino Grace, and defensive lineman Luke Kubish, also from Grace. Ante Burns, a linebacker from Cooper, and Armstrong kicker-punter Matthew Jagger on the AP second team. Thomas Zinna, defensive end from Champlin Park, is a third-team selection. Congratulations to those All-State guys. Live boys basketball tonight, Friday on CCX as Maranatha Christian Academy hosts St. Agnes. Mike and Shannon, back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Up next, Art is Primary.
That's right. It's a show that features the work of school children from all over the Robbinsdale district. That's when we come back.
One, two, three.
And thanks to the kids at Sacred Heart School for that great shout out. A transformation has happened at the Robin Gallery in Robbinsdale.
It's an art show called Art is Primary. As Neil Pursley tells us, it features the work of school children from Robbinsdale's 11 elementary schools.
What do you do when your 5-year-old comes home from kindergarten with more artwork than you have refrigerator space for? Well, you find a bigger fridge, of course. That's sort of what happened when Robbinsdale area schools got together with the Robin Gallery to utilize all of their wall space in a District 281 art show featuring artwork from children from kindergarten through 5th grade.
K through 5, it's so exciting having kindergarten on board now the last couple of years, and we're seeing kids as they go into 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade much more experienced with that background.
It's a city that is full of treats like lollipops and hot chocolate, and it has Swedish fish in the water.
All 11 of the elementary schools in the district contributed to the exhibit.
We were drawing underwater life in abstract colors and abstract ways. So I did a fish with a lot of different colors and different shapes and kind of a monster fish.
Whether you're into abstract underwater life, cut paper shapes, cats, or my personal favorite, dinosaurs, because, well, who isn't into dinosaurs? There's plenty of material here to pique your interest.
We work in all different media, starting with kindergarten, printmaking, drawing, painting, clay work, and then throughout the years, those skills are enhanced and developed upon. So it's sequential and just lots of fun.
It is a lot of fun and shouldn't be missed. For Weekend Showcase from Robin Gallery in Robbinsdale, Neil Pursley, CCX News.
Good stuff. The show runs through December 26th. And as we say goodbye on this Friday before Christmas, we leave with some sounds of the season from the Cooper High School Chamber Singers.
Enjoy, and we want to wish you a very joyous and safe holiday.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings, good tidings, good tidings we bring. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now bring us some figgy pudding, now bring us some figgy pudding.